Mary Kay, the Browns coaching search, I guess it has officially begun. It's kind of been going on for a while, but it is officially underway now. John Dorsey met with the media here in Berea on Monday morning after the Browns lost to the Ravens. And the first order of business is Gregg Williams will get an interview for the job, which we knew was going to happen. And also Freddie Kitchens, as expected, he's going to get an opportunity to interview for the head coaching job as well.
Yeah, you know what? John Dorsey knows that he has two really good candidates right here in-house, and I'm sure the interviews will go very well considering what happened in the last 8 games of the season. Those guys went 5-3. They held the team together. Freddie Kitchens put a high-flying offense out there, got Baker Mayfield just playing really well and performing as one of the hottest quarterbacks in the NFL. But John Dorsey is still going to cast a wide search. He's been thinking about this search for years and years about what he would do when he went to hire his own head coach. And he's not going to stop at Gregg Williams and Freddie Kitchens. He's already requested permission to talk to at least half a dozen other guys, and there will be more coming down the pike because I think you'll hear from college coaches and some other people.
Yeah, like you said, he's been thinking about this since before he got this job, and this is going to be something this is a really important hire. So obviously a credit to Gregg Williams, a credit to Freddie Kitchens for what they've done, but it would be pretty irresponsible, I think, if John Dorsey just said, you know what, let's keep it in-house, let's not interview anybody else. This is maybe the most important coaching hire in recent Browns history, and certainly for Dorsey, his first coaching hire, probably one of the most important things he's going to do outside of picking Baker Mayfield.
Well, for the Browns, it's the most important one since 2 years ago and 2 years before that and 2 years before that. But no, actually, it is important because you have to get someone that pairs well with Baker Mayfield, and I think that's vitally important for this football team going forward. They either have to have a head coach that really has a connection with Baker and can get the most out of him, or an offensive coordinator that can in the same way that Freddie does. What we do know is that if Freddie doesn't get the head coaching job, that he will not be imposed upon the new head coach. He will have jurisdiction to hire his own coordinators. We also know that John Dorsey fully believes that Jimmy Haslam and Dee Haslam will let him run this search and recommend the candidate, and that they will go with his guy.
Yeah, and that's sort of what Browns fans have been a little nervous about, what role the Haslams will play in this. But John Dorsey said he's going to put together a search committee. He probably already has. He wouldn't say who's involved in that search committee, but of course you're talking about guys probably like Alonzo Highsmith, Elliott Wolf, maybe even Paul DePodesta, who knows, a lot of people involved in this coaching search. They're not using the outside firm. This is going to be Dorsey running this show.
Yeah, and you know, so far they've come up with some really good names of guys they have requested to interview so far. You've got guys like Colts defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus, who was here as the Browns linebackers coach back in the day. You've got Colts offensive coordinator Nick Sirianni, a young guy who is really known for his offensive innovation, has done a really nice job with Andrew Luck and the Colts this year. You've got Patriots defensive coordinator, de facto defensive coordinator, Brian Flores. You have Dan Campbell, the Saints assistant head coach. These are just some of the guys that they have reached out to so far. Also, Vikings interim offensive coordinator Kevin Stefanski. Now, we've also heard that, I've also been told that they have reached out to Mike McCarthy, so we know that that is true. And then there's another name that Jimmy Haslam has had on his radar in his last 2 coaching searches. That's Adam Gase, who was fired by the Dolphins. Will John Dorsey embrace that? We don't know that one yet, but we know that that's a name that Jimmy has been intrigued with.
Yeah, so all those names you hear them, offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, former head coaches. There's a lot of different names on there, like we said, casting a wide net on the coaching search. And of course, we're going to cover it all from now until the minute there's a head coach installed and then beyond, all of it at cleveland.com/Browns.